Hi, I want to talk to you about the future of your career as a knowledge professional. What do you think is the single most important skill that will differentiate you as a highly valued partner by your customers or your stakeholders? It's your ability to influence them in a way that they see value in. If you have to present information, data, reports, dashboards to influence your stakeholders' decision-making process and you have a hard time doing that, then you have to listen because you could be missing out on the most important predictor of your future success. The only way to survive the competition for yourself and for your company is to rise up the value ladder. And you move from being a mere information or a report provider to being a consultant who really helps solve the problems of their stakeholders, helps them do their job better, who earns their respect and trust to build a long-term winning partnership. And this can only happen when you start to evolve your focus from data to the meaning of data and move from presenting facts to influencing with stories. And this is exactly what you're going to learn at the workshop on data storytelling. Data presenting can be a very tricky business. You can unknowingly get your customers drowning in data, and this is what customers and stakeholders are complaining as the ability that they most find missing in their knowledge providers. Data storytelling gives you the tools to create a journey experience for your audience that gets your point across. Hi, my name is Amandeep Dubey and I work as a learning strategist with LearnTech. A big part of what I really enjoy doing is to develop new products, and that requires me to understand what my customers really want and build it in a way that they really want them. And over the years, stories have really helped me not just communicate with my customers, but to go beyond and create an influence that delivers tremendous value to them. And I have come to believe that business storytelling is a must-have skill for everyone who wants to create a dent in their universe. But it's a difficult skill to easily come by, and that's because of two reasons. First, it is our orientation, and second, our understanding of how people get influenced. Let me explain what I mean. I believe our business environment trains us to be left-brained. It encourages us and rewards us for our ability to crunch numbers, be rooted in facts and figures, be analytical, be logical, and all that is great because it's the quickest way we make sense of what's happening. But when it comes to influencing others, we have to understand how people make decisions. So, do we weigh out the pros and cons of choosing a sandwich over a burger at the movies, or do we just go with what we feel like in that moment? Do we tend to like a person basis their resume or basis how they make us feel? Let me ask you, how does an average Joe make decisions? Is he driven by logic or is he driven by feeling? There is an interesting case study by a neuroscientist by the name of Antonio Damasio, who made a groundbreaking discovery. He studied people with damage in part of the brain where emotions are generated. He found that they seemed normal, except that they were not able to feel emotions. But they all had something peculiar in common. They couldn't make decisions. They could describe what they should be doing in logical terms, yet they found it very difficult to make simple decisions such as what to eat. Now, why was that? Why is it that when most of us believe that it's only through logic we come to conclusions and thus a decision, why is it that these people were not able to make decisions when they were completely capable of logical deductions? Let's for a minute understand how our brain is structured. For the purpose of keeping it simple, we can use our own hand. So if I fold the thumb towards my palm and circle my fingers around it, I can represent three different parts of the brain. Where my wrist is the reptilian brain, it is the most primitive part of the brain that ensures that we survive. It is very much outside of our conscious control and helps us survive through flight or fight mechanism. my thumb represents the mammalian brain. This part is further development from the reptilian brain that is characteristic of all mammals. And this is the part which is responsible for generating emotions and feelings that help us feel pain and pleasure, the two most important triggers that help us take action. And finally, the circling fingers represent the latest part of the brain called the neocortex, which is characteristic of all humans. And this is the part that lets us apply logic or helps us imagine. In other words, is the thinking part of the brain. The decision that translates into the action is the domain of the mammalian brain, the part of the brain responsible for feelings and emotions. That is why you hear people say phrases like, "Something doesn't seem right. I don't get the right feeling about this. I smell a rat." Go with your gut. Trust your instincts. Listen to your heart. And many more, which just goes to show that we don't act basis logic alone. There needs to be feelings that needs to be aligned for me or anyone to take action. So when we, the knowledge professionals, take our well-developed left brain approach to making reports and presenting information, we are appealing to a small part of the brain, the logical part, and also which alone is not by any means sufficient enough to influence an action or a decision. So when you overlook appealing to the emotional side of the brain, you miss a big opportunity to create influence and impact for your stakeholders. What creates influence is not the data, but the meaning of data that appeals to the emotions of your stakeholders or customers. And there is no vehicle better suited than stories to deliver this meaning in a way that triggers emotional response to your insights. You see, when you listen to a boring presentation full of facts and figures, only some part of the brain get activated, and they are mostly responsible for language processing, giving meanings to the word that we hear. But when you tell a powerful story, your whole brain wakes up. In addition to the language parts, the parts responsible for sensation and emotion also spring to life, and you experience the story's events as if you were actually living them. There are also studies that show that under fMRI observation, the listener's brain activity closely mimics the brain activity of the storyteller, meaning it's only through these data stories that you can help others see the challenge and the solution in the way you see them. In today's times, when our customers have choices and it's getting harder to retain and build relationship with our most valued stakeholders, we have to learn new skills to strengthen their trust in us, build our brand stronger so that we can differentiate ourselves from our competition and in the minds of our customers, and foster winning relationships that win at the marketplace. I welcome you to move forward on your journey to becoming an influencing storyteller and inspire action and passion at your workplace. In this workshop, you will learn how to use the emotional triggers that lead to action and how you can use them to create massive influence. You will learn how to create the various phases of your business story, right from building the plot and the context of your story to articulating the challenges that you're trying to solve and exploring various solutions, presenting your awe-inspiring insights and channelizing them in a way that it calls for action, and most importantly, tie it all up to create an excellent business story. You will learn how to write the copy of your business story so that your story is literally etched in the mind of your listener. You will learn how you can strategically use the understanding of your audience to create greater impact and reduce resistance to your approach. You will learn how you can present your story in all your work, right from presentation, reports, data spreadsheets, dashboards. You will learn how to create a culture of influence in your team. You can coach your team to become better at data storytelling with your customers. You will get the best in business templates and process maps that you can use as a plug and play with your projects. that will help you get quickly up to speed and shorten your ideation time to get you really deliver like a veteran storyteller in the shortest time possible. Best part about this workshop is that it does not end after this one-time event, but it really begins with it. Just like it takes continuous practice to master any skill, we have designed for you a continuous learning path that will keep you learning and honing your skill through top quality content, peer engagement, coaching masterclass. This will give you the platform to advance your journey as a business storyteller a long way in the future.